Hello students, today we are going to study NCERT class 10th Political Science chapter 1 Power Sharing. This is the third segment of this video. In the previous two segment of the video, what you have discussed about the what is the political science, why there is a need of the power sharing, and what do you mean by it. We discussed about the two countries, the majorly that is the Sri Lanka and the Belgium, where if we talk about the Sri Lanka, there is a civil war between the Sinhalese people, the Tamil speaking people, the Muslim people, and the Christian people. Where the Sinhalese are in the majority, what the thought that we are in the majority, so we have all the rights that we have to form our government and we have to give the opportunity to our people only, just like they want to give the opportunity in job, in the education and the job. And then what they want to impose is that in the whole Sri Lanka there should be only one religion, that is the Buddhist. So after the later on the years in the 1980s, then the Tamil started they started doing the protest that the Tamil should be the official language, and their and they should, because they are in the mind what they thought, what they want, that they should get the equal opportunity in the jobs and in the education. So after this, all these people, like we talk about the Sinhalese people, because they are in the majority, and the people who are in the minority, like we talk about the Tamilians people and the Christianity people and the Muslims people, because they used to speak these two languages, that is Tamil and the this Sinhalese. So they used to conflict with each other that they should get the equal opportunity. Not only the Sinhalese, in the 2009 they used to get the equal opportunity where they should speak the different languages, and they should get the equal opportunity. If we talk about in terms of the job, or if we talk about the education. Then we come to know about the next country, that is the Belgium. Belgium is in which country? It is in which continent? That is the Europe. The country name is the Belgium. Where in the constitution, what they mentioned that the people who used to speak the Dutch and the people who used to speak the French, they should get the equal opportunity. That doesn't mean the Dutch people are in the majority and the French people are in the minority. That they're going to do the discrimination over there. So they made three kind of government. That the first is the central government. Second is the state government. Third is the community government, where the irrespective of where the people used to live, they come over there and they can give the vote, and they used to get the equal chance to each and every person. Where the linguistic is different, means the language is different. Whatever the language they used to speak, they used to give the equal opportunity. It doesn't mean they used to do the discrimination. If you go with if you recall that illustration, the picture where the first is written in the French and the other one is written in the Dutch, where the people come to know what the written, what the particular address is in the French. Those who know the French, and the people those who know the Dutch, they can used to read that and they come to know what the address is all about. So they used to give the equal opportunity over there. If we go to the further, that in terms of the India, which I give you the example, we are not having any kind of the national languages. We have the official language. The first we used to write in the local language, then the official language, maybe in English or maybe in the Hindi. Because if we talk about the South India, but the number of the people do not know how to read and how to speak the Hindi. So the people over there, they used to first write in the local language, and after they used to write in the English. And we can see in the other parts of India as well, where the number of the people used to know the local language and the Hindi, but they do not know how to speak and write in the English. So this is the scenario of the India. Then we go further and when we talk about the power sharing, it is a desirable. Yes, it is a desirable. It is the spirit of the democracy, where we can see that if we share the power, it comes with the effective decision. And we think about the nation and all the people, where we can say that the particular thing is good for the nation or not, a particular decision which we take, it's good for the nation. That doesn't mean if we take the wrong decision and the people start doing they will start doing the protest, and for that they say that we don't want this kind of a government, we want to change the government. So they don't want this kind of a scenario where the people come over there, they start doing conflict with each other, and they start with the civil war. So it is a desirable for the power sharing. Then we got to know about the further, like if you recall about the Vikram Vetal story, where he like Orthodox Muslim, sorry, Orthodox Christian, and his mother is belong to the Sunni Muslim, where they are from the different community, and in the Lebanon there was the civil war, so they have to shift their place. So in that the Lebanon leader, what he said, the president should be from the Orthodox Christian, the prime minister from the Shia Muslim, and the vice president from the both the communities. Now when the people used to go for the war, they are in the majority where they used to get the equal chance, the Orthodox Christian and the, you can say, the Shia Muslims. But the kid, the people, the kid, the boy who is having a different mindset. Why a country with the not another kind of a country where the democracy should be the 100 percentage? Why I'm saying the 100 percentage? Because like we talk about our India, where we used to give the respect of each and everything. We are in the equality. We are have the freedom. The people have their own set of the mindset or agenda where they can use to do the different kinds of the work. So this year we can say that the people are have the opportunity, or they have the mindset they can do the any kind of the work. So in this case we can say that we should give the equal opportunity to every person. If you recall the illustration, the image of the Germany, where the two parties were from the longer times they used to rivalry of each other, but in the 2005 where they didn't form the majority, they didn't form their government, so they used to come together, they make a coalition government where now the government run in the coalition form. But this, when they used to discuss the some of the policy, their mindset, you can say their, you can say, the objective or their perception is different among each other, but still they're running the party within the coalition form or in the coalition government. So these are the things which we have discussed in the previous two segments. Now in this third segment, which points we have to cover is that forms of power sharing. First is that among different organs of the government. The second is the among the governments at the different levels. Then the third one is the among the different social groups. And the fourth and the last point of this chapter, that is the political parties, pressure group, and the movements. So these are the forms of the power sharing. If we talk about the government, if we talk about the different levels, if we talk about the social group, and if we talk about the parties and the pressure and the movements, so these are the, you can say, the common forms of the power sharing of the different countries, which we are going to discuss in the today's segment. So first, on the page number 8, you can start with see the forms of the power sharing. The idea of the power sharing has emerged in the opposition to the notion of undivided political parties. Undivided political parties because the particular having the different political parties, and they are having a numerous of, you can say, the political party members. For a long time, it was believed that all the power of the government must receive to the one person. Earlier, the people thought that all the political parties, whatever the power they have, it should reside with the one person or the group of the person located at the one place. It was felt that if the power of decide is dispersed, it would not be possible to take a quick decision and force them. Yes, it is true. Whatever decision we have to take, can't take it at you can say the rapidly way and enforce it to the other people. We have to take the decision with a specific time or the limited period of time. Then we said that this particular decision is good for the country. Then on that time we have to go in front of the media or in the front of the people, and we have to say that this is the rule and this is the plan which we have made for you, for the beneficial of our country, for the nation. But this notion have changed with the emergence of the democracy. Yes, this notion have changed. On the basic principle of the democracy is that the people are the source of all the political powers. Yes, it is true that we are the basic source of the all the political powers. In the democracy, people rule themselves through the institution of the self-government. Yes, they used to rule because we are the people, that we have the one vote, one value, one person. So this is the notion which we have to keep this in mind. Yes, we are the important person where we are forming the government. Due respect is given to the diverse group and views that exist in the society. Yes, they used to give respect to the diverse group, whether you are belong from the Hindu, Muslim, Christianity, Sikh, if we talk about the India, if we talk about the Belgium, whether we belong from the Dutch, French, or the German, if we talk about the Sri Lanka, with the Sinhalese, Tamils, Christian, and the Muslims, each and every people used to get the equal opportunity. Everyone has a voice in the shaping of the public policy. Yes, they can give, they can express their views and ideas, like what the changes they want to see. Therefore, it follows that in a democratic, aggressive political power should be distributed among as many citizens as possible. Yes, we have to share this this power as much as possible. If we talk about this contemporary era, nowadays it is very much like I'm saying easy because we are living in the digital era where when we talk about the if we talk about the social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, and the Telegram, whatever the platform you're talking about, here, like if we join any of the government institution, we can express our views, we can express our feelings, we can express our ideas, like what changes we want to see in our country. By following this platform, we can share our ideas in front of the government that whatever the plans you are making, this might help you in this. So, like. If we talk about our country in India, the government is taking the views of the people, then they can express their views, that what kind of changes they want to see in our country. So this is possible that as much as we can share our power with the people, then they can help us that how we want our nation, what are the plans, initiative, and scheme, and the rules which we want to make for this country, which is going to help in the present generation as well as the future generation. Because as the time changes, we have to change our plans, we have to change our law, we have to change our scheme, and we have to take the initiative according to the time. Like we have to include the technology, we have to include the scientific method, we have to include the people's idea what they change they want to see. So, in the modern democracies, power sharing arrangement can be take the forms. Let us look at some of the most common arrangement that we have or will across. Power sharing is among the different organs of the government. Yes, it is the different organs of the government, such as the legislature. If you recall of the class 8, the legislature means where a government is formed, or that is called the legislature. Executives come under the legislative assembly, and the you can say the parliament and the judiciary. If we talk about India, the three things that are all that is the Supreme Court, High Court, and the Session Court. All the courts used to come under the judiciary. Let us call this horizontal distribution of power because it allows the different organs of the government place at the same level of to exercise the different powers. Yes, whether we talk about the legislature, whether you talk about the judiciary, whether you talk about the executive, they all have the different powers. They all have their autonomy to they have their own. If we talk about the in the legislature, when they form the government, so he is having the power. What kind of plans he want to make? What are the scheme he wants to make? And what kind of changes he want to see in the society, or you can say this nation. If we talk about the executive, yes, executive have the power to make the law and to implement the law and what kind of rules and the plans they want to make for the nation. If we talk about the judiciary, it's have the utmost power. You can say the autonomy, where from if we take the exam, if you recall from the class 7, which you have read, from president until Kanta, all the peoples are equal. If they committed any of the crime, whether it's a politician, whether it's a rich people, whether it's poor people, all the people are equal in the front of the law, and we can give them the punishment. So these are the things which used to come under this. Okay, let us call as the horizontal distribution power because it allows the different organs of the government placed at the same level to exercise the different powers, such as the separation ensure that none of the organ can exercise the unlimited power. Yes, none of the organ means that whether it's the legislature, whether it's executive, whether it's judiciary, they can't regulate the power at the different levels. They do not have the unlimited power. They have the constraint, but they have to follow the rules from the constitution as well as they have to think about the civil right. That doesn't mean that I have all the powers and I can do anything. I have to think about what the articles has mentioned in the constitution, and I have to think about what the civil right is. On the basis of that, I can implement my rule over the people. Each organ check the others. This results in the balance of the power among the various institutions. Yes, they have the equal powers to the various institutions. Last year, you have studied the democracy. Even though minister and the government official exercise the powers, they are responsible to the parliament or the state. Yes, they are the responsible to the parliament of the state. Assemblies similar, although judge are appointed by the executive. Yes, judge are appointed by the executive. They can check the function of the executive or the laws made by the legislature. This arrangement is called the system of check and balance. Yes, this used to call it a check and balance, where the governor used to share the power, then he used to check whether the person is doing the work is very well or not, or the other institution is doing the work well or not. So this is called it as the check and balance. Now we come toward the next. The second one is among the government at the different levels, where a general government for the entire country and the government at the provision and the regional level. Now you're thinking of the entire country means the whole country. Now you're talking the provisional or the region means the state level or the area. We will talk about whether you take the village, whether you take the city, whether you take the town. Such a general government of the entire country is usually called the federal government. They used to call it as the federal government, which in India, we refer to it as the central or the union government. The government as the provisional or the regional level are called the different names at the different country. If we talk about the India, the state government, we used to call it as the they used to see after look after the state government only. If we talk about the local government, he used to look after the village. They used to look after the town and the district. If we talk about the central government, they used to look after the entire nation. Now you can see this first the diagram over here. It's about the illustration of the cartoon, which has taken from the Regin the Rains. Means we got to keep the rain tight. Vladimir. It's a cartoon of the Russia where the president is Vladimir Putin. In the 2005, some new laws were made in Russia, giving more powers to the president rather than the other political parties. During the same time, the US president visited the Russia. So he visited the Russia. What according to this cartoon is the relation between the democracy and the concentration of the power. Means what the thing is that the Vladimir Putin, he is the president of the Russia. All the powers is given to the president only rather than the other political parties. Can you think of the some of the example of the illustration that the point being made here that the that doesn't mean that all the power, that most of the power you can't give it to the president. You have to share the power with the other political parties and to the other peoples as well. If we talk about the India, we call the state government. This system is not followed in all the countries. Yes, that is true that if you recall the previous classes in 6, 7, 8 and 9, we have read that all the countries have the different forms of the government. Like if we talk about the India, we have the three types of the government. The first is the union government, second is the state government, and the third we have the local government. If we talk about the other government, like in the different country, we talk about the US, they have the two type of the government. First is the president, second one is the governor, where you can say that the particular state is governed by the governor rather than the president. Yes, president is having the all autonomy to all over the country, but the most of the decision is taken by the government. Governor rather than not the government. I'm not saying the government, the governor rather than the president. The most of the again I'm repeating the most of the decision in the US in the particular state is taken by the governor rather than the president. Yes, president uphold all. He can see, he or she can see what the scenario is going on in their country, but most of the decision is taken by the governor rather than the president. So all having their different governments. There are the many countries where there are no provisional or the state government, but in those countries like our, where there are the different levels of government, the constitution clearly lays down the powers of different levels of the government. That is why they did it in Belgium, but was refused in Sri Lanka. We see it in the village, they give the equal opportunity to each and every people according to the linguistic, but we didn't find in the Sri Lanka. This is called the federal division of the power. Yes, this is we call it the federal division of power. The same principle can be extended to the levels of government lower than the state government, such as the municipality and the panchayat. Yes, each and have their own autonomy of power. We talk about the central government, if we talk about the state government, and if we talk about the local government. Higher and the, let us call the division of the powers involve the higher and the lower level of the government. What's the division of the power? We shall study this in this some next chapter in detail. What are the powers we have to give, like in the state to the local and to the central government? What are the power they have? Like if we talk about this, I will give you the brief view in this chapter only. Like most of the power have the central government, because it is the utmost or the first style level of the government. Then there's some power we used to give with the state, because whatever the things they did, they have to report to the central government. If we talk about the third tier level of the government, where it is the local government, they have to report to the state government that this kind of the things which we have done in this whole year. So these are the think the most of the powers abide, or you can say come under the union government. Now we talk about the power may also shared among the different social groups. Yes, we can, you can share the power among the different, such as the religious and linguistic group. The religious have the different scenario, the linguists have the different scenario. Community government in Belgium is a good example of this arrangement. Yes, I can also say that if you ask my own personal view, so I like the Indian and as well as the Belgium, where they used to give the equal opportunity to all the people. In some countries, there are the constitution of the legal arrangement. Yes, the constitution is the legal arrangement. In the some countries, which you have recall of the class 8, where you have written this is some countries used to follow their constitution, and some countries not having their constitution. So they used to follow the verbal. You can say the verbal constitution. So we can say that in India, and if we talk about the Belgium, they have their instant constitution in which whatever the article, whatever the rules they mention, according to that they used to regulate in their own country. In the some countries, there are the constitutional and the legal arrangement, whereby the social weaker section and the women are representing the legislature and the administration. Yes, in the some of the constitution, they have made that the lower people or the lower caste people and the women should get the position in the legislature and in the administration. It is you can see in the India as well. Last year study the system of reserve constituency. Yes, but some of the state is reserved for this particular. You can say particular the particular seat is reserved for the particular people. If we talk about the India, yes, there are the seats are reserved for the ladies. Like this type of arrangements mean to give the space in the government and the administration, the diverse social group or otherwise would feel aligned from the government. Yes, what does mean is over here that if some of the group we talk about the people who are in the minority, and if we talk about on the gender basis to, like if we talk about the female, what the thought that we didn't get the chance in the government and in the administration, to what they thought that we should get the equal opportunity. So if we talk about the India, they should provide the reservation to the certain kind of the people. If we talk about the woman, if we talk about the minority people, they have given the position, or they have given the right in the according to this reservation system, where they used to get the equal opportunity to do to like to get the education, to get the employment, and to come in the politics and to come in the administrative field, to become the IAS, IPS, or the IFS. So they thought that they can't align from this. They used to get the equal opportunity to become this thing, or you can say they used to get the chance to to participate in the politics or to participate in the administrative field. So in this manner, you use the given minority communities a fair share of the power. We shall look at their various according to the social diversities. Now the fourth and the last topic of this chapter, political parties, pressure groups, and movements. There are the several political parties in India. If we talk about any other countries, there are the several political parties. They have these pressure group and the movements. We in moments we talk about the protest, we talk about the conflicts, we talk about the reforms, we talk about the revolutions. Power sharing arrangement can be also be seen the way of political parties, pressure, and the movements. Control and influence those in the power. In a democracy, the citizen must have the freedom to choose among the various counters of the powers. So they have the various counters of the powers. In the contemporary democracy, this take to the form of competition among different parties. So they have the different competition among the different parties. Such competitions ensure that the power does not remain in one hand. Yes, it is utmost fact. Whatever the democratic country is there, to the particular person, we can't give all the powers. In the democratic country, we have to share our powers. I'm again repeating it. None of the democratic country, we should not give the all the powers to the particular person. We have to share the powers, because by which it is going to help the democracy, and it is the spirit of the democracy. In the contemporary democracy, this take the form of competition among the different parties. like they have the competition, said that some parties doing the very good work and some parties not doing the good work. So they have the competition that we want to do the good work for the people and we want to do this work. So they have the, like you can say, the rivalry of each other. This takes the form of competition among the different parties. Such competition ensure that the power does not remain in the one hand. In the long run, power share among the different political parties that represent different ideologies. They have the different ideologies, they have the social group. Sometimes this kind of sharing can be direct when two or more parties from an alliance to contest the election. Yes, when they failed, when they didn't find the majority, so they formed the alliance, or you can say the coalition government, in which they both the party comes together. When the two parties come together, they form the alliance, or you can say the coalition government. When they show that we come together to form the majority and to show the majority, and we form our government, and we are going to rule over this country for this specific period. If we talk about India, for the 5 years. So this alliance is elected, they form the coalition government and thus share the powers. Yes, when the single party is not, didn't show their majority in the front of the, like you can say, the legislative assembly, or you can talk about the Lok Sabha's elections. So in that case, the two parties come together. They are in the alliance, and in the other word, we can say the coalition government. Then they show that now we are forming the power. We are in the power. In our democracy, we find the interest groups such as those like traders, businessmen, industrialists, farmer, and the industrial worker. They also will have to share in the government powers, either through the participation in the governmental committees or bringing influence on the decision making progress. So far in this chapter, what we have learned is that sharing of power is the utmost important. If you give the power to the particular person, like to regulate the country, to regulate the nation, and to, like if the particular person have the all the powers, so what I thought that I am the supreme, I have all the powers, whatever the things used to come in my mind, I can do anything. So yes, for the spirit of the like, because we said the word is that the spirit of the democracy, so the government has to share the power, by which as like explained the many a times, that if they share the power, it is beneficial for the country, by which they can make the plans, the scheme, the law, or you can say that they starting a certain initiative which will going to have the nation, which will going to have the people. We are going to boom in the economy. We are going to help in the social society. We used to respect each and every religion. We should be in the equality, we should have the freedom. So in all this sector, we are going to give the respect to each and everybody. So in the democracy, we can see that, like how, like among the different organs of the government, like if we talk about the executive, the legislature, the judiciary, all have their own autonomy of power. They have all the powers they have, but they used to share this power, they used to help each other. Like if you're doing something wrong, so judiciary have the power that they can give you the warning that you have to change some certain plans, and you can don't do it again in the wrong time. If we talk about among the government, the different levels, yes, there are the different levels. If we talk about the India, there is the central, state, and the local, where each government have their own power, and all the powers, most of the powers rested toward the central government. All the plans, all the schemes, all the initiatives taken by all the governments all together, but at the different level, whether you talk about the center, whether you talk about the state, or whether you talk about the local. Then we come to the third, among the different social groups. Yes, we have the different social groups, but we have to give them the equal opportunity. We have to give them the freedom. We have to give them the uh, we have to give them the right. Yes, if they want to give them suggestion, if they want to come in the political parties, if we want to make the decision for at the good level, so all that is this thing we can do, that we give them the chance to develop a nation at a very flourish way and in a very good way. Then we talk about the last of the political parties pressure. Yes, if like we talk about when there is any of the election, and none of the party is form the majority, or they are not forming the government, then these two parties come together, they make in the alliance, or you can say they come in the coalition government. Then after the election, they form the majority, and after forming the, you can say, after forming the government, they used to said that we can do the work for the nation to implement all these things that is good for our nation, good for our country. All these things we can do it for our the nation, because here the nation is important, each and every individual is important, equality is important, freedom is important, sharing of views is important, and power sharing is also important. If you give all the powers to the particular person, so he is like whatever the things he used to come in mind, he can do anything, he become like a dictator. So we don't want the dictator. We have to keep this in mind, the spirit of the democracy, that each and every person is equal, and each and every individual have the equal right to participate in it and share their views, share their ideas, share their and express their views, by which we can make a nation like they used to live in peace and harmony. That doesn't mean that the power sharing you can share it with the like anybody, but like it's our duty that we can help our nation. I hope you like this video. Thank you. So this is the three segment which we have discussed till now.